So it is Wednesday, I want to say 7th, the 7th of April. And we're at the corner where you can see Whole Foods behind me. And we're at 8th and Mill in Eugene, Oregon. A very busy surface street. And it's currently 4 p.m. Also a heavy trafficked pedestrian street. Directly across the street, if you can see those bike racks, I don't know what size your screen is, and I don't know how good my camera is, but if you can see the bicycle racks, we had tents set up from that first corner spot where the driveway easement is, where the bib skirt for the driveway is. Right next to there was a tent, which I didn't feel was very safe, but we ran out of space and weren't yet going around the corner. And we didn't have a tent on the corner. We did have tents going from that first light pole and the 2 bike racks all the way down to the corner at the other end of the next street, and then all the way around that corner on city property at the federal courthouse, where I'm currently standing, because I just turned in the rest of the "you've been served" papers, because in reading the Marshall's 285 form, or Form 285. So it's the Marshall's form. It's the Marshall's 5-285, or the 5 Marshall's 285 forms. They want 5 copies because they used to have non-carbonless reproductions. And you would have a 5-part sheet. So you'd have a yellow copy and a blue copy and a green copy and an orange copy and a white copy. That's the way it was. So NCR, non-carbonless reproduction, where you have a piece of paper like a traffic ticket. That's a 3-part NCR. So the pink part goes to you, the hard paper part goes to the whoever stays in the book, goes to you. I don't know. No, the hard paper part goes to court, the pink part goes to you, the book one stays with them. I guess it's yellow or something else. I sadly lost one of our little girls, who should have never been out here in the state of Oregon. In the state of Oregon, it's not illegal to be a runaway. I don't know why I'm wearing my mask still. That was silly. Because I just left the federal court, and I'm still excited. In Oregon, it is not illegal to be a runaway. So at 15, if you don't want to go home, it's okay with them. And the rest of the state, the one thing that the people that are residents here in Eugene, they think that for services, people are getting bussed in from elsewhere for services here. No, they're getting bussed in because they're coming on a bus or a train or a car because they met somebody online that's from here, because they heard it was cool here. The only reason I stopped here is because I had a friend that lived here. I had 2 friends that lived here. And it was a stop, and it was a way on a ride share and somewhere I could get off, where I might have run into friends, which I absolutely did. But that's not why I stayed either. I stayed because in the first few days I learned that the homeless population was so reasonably small in comparison to Denver, where I had just left. In Denver, I got somebody using some sort of crazy drug that was a good friend of mine and was crying the next day, but not at the time that he came to steal my bike, and I said no. And then I went to give him a hug, and he was already backing up swinging, and in the combination of him swinging and me trying to give him a hug, he broke my jaw because he's got a good left hook. It caused me to realize that I was married to the homeless cause, because I wear a wedding ring because of it, because it keeps me centered when I get distracted as well. Not distracted, but dismayed and disappointed, which I get. I get plenty of disappointment. There's not a doubt that I have a lot of disappointment with the way and the practice and procedure that the homeless maintain themselves. But through this education, I hope that we will both come to better terms with what I am doing, so that I can help you understand that I'm not trying to hurt the residents of Eugene. I'm trying to tremendously stop the bleeding of your tax budget for things that are just absolutely absurd, and you just don't know it, and you think you need it because you see that you need it. I'm not trying to be a wise ass, but you see that you need it, but you don't need it. You need to change what they're doing, and they are definitely playing you. So as the Eugene residents go, a lot of people think that I am terrible because I'm here taking advantage of services. I'm not here taking advantage of services. I only use food stamps. It's the USDA, it's national. I suggest to both my sons they take money from the USDA because they are under the income level that they are entitled to. And I owned a pizza place for 20 years. And when the USDA decided that they were going to change some deal, or there was an embargo, or there was something going on, my flour prices went up considerably. My pizza sauce prices went up considerably. And that wasn't because the farmers weren't doing so well. Okay, if there's a drought, yeah, that's something different. But it wasn't because of that. It's because the USDA changed where they're sending something. That in 2006, flour prices quadrupled in a week. And bakeries and pizza places all over went out of business. Because you can't raise the price from $11 to $17 in one shot. Just because it happens to you and your people have to do it, doesn't mean that your customers in the mass are going to understand. They're going to go for a cheaper pizza or they're going to buy it in the supermarket. It gave the supermarket and 7-Eleven the edge to be able to walk into the business and do it cheap. But with Domino's new pizza recipe, let me tell you, I'm proud that I worked there for a year and a half. It wasn't even a year and a half, it was like 10 months and a half. When was it from? Let's think about this. I got the job in the summer of 85, and I didn't leave there till the beginning of 87. Yeah, it was a year and a half. That's Miss Hecht's office, the attorney. She's immigration's attorney, and you see now you can see the tent because there's no cars. There's tents there. There's currently 4 of them, and the one on the end, the guy by the "Don't Enter" sign. He's standing outside of his tent and like recovering it. But there's not a stitch of trash out there. And if you've seen the previous videos, you know that. All right, I'm going to cut this short because we're already at 7 minutes.